Yeah, it's Christodoulou here, and in today's video I'm discussing why it's important to have a warm-up and the benefits of having a structured warm-up before your hard sessions and races. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and if there's anything you would like to see, please let me know. So on to today's video regarding warm-ups. Now, we've all done this before previously, and I mean, I've done this when I first started running in 2012. I'd go in and do interval sessions, and I wouldn't warm up, and I'd get injured, or I would turn up to a race and I wouldn't get I wouldn't get going at a race because I haven't warmed up, or I get injured during the race as a result. Now, warm-ups are important, and it's in the name. You need to warm up before you start anything, and it's important that you do this, especially when you're start line on a race, or when you're doing interval sessions. It's very important that you do this before you go into any sort of hard session. So today is about warm up and the structure for harder sessions and races, and how you should perform your warm up. So it's in the name. Warm up is warm up, and you should gradually progress your warm up through before you start your session or your race. And this is so you can, your body warms up, and therefore you're ready to go, ready to fire away, and the muscles aren't going to pull or get injured as a result of being cold. So we've all been taught this, but I was bad back in 2012. I made these mistakes. So I've been on a study, and I was on a study how to have a structured warm-up. Now, what I used to do before races, I used to turn up to a race, and I used to firstly not do anything, and then just, as I said, I would get injured or struggle in a race. Or I started doing a warm-up, and I started doing a mile very easy, ready for the race. Now that's all right, you can do a mile warm-up, that's fine, but it didn't work for me. I found that I was still taking a while to get going, and this is the common problem with a lot of runners. They say that they struggle to get going, and when I ask them, do you do a warm-up, they say nope, I just start on the start line. And if you're in the start line and you've been waiting for 40 minutes of standing there, for example, then of course you're going to take ages to get going, and of course you might risk you're pulling something and getting injured. And I understand it can be hard in bigger races to find space or somewhere to warm up, but as I said, a warm up is important. Now, it could be anything from like dynamic warm up, or like a progressive, like slowly run, for example. So I'm going to talk about running purely today, and for me, this is what I've used and has helped me very well in sessions. So firstly, I went on a study, and I had a 9-minute structured session. Now, we went through to see how important a structured warm-up would be, and how I'd improve from it. And I wasn't the only one. We found that from the results that it worked quite well, that a lot of people did react to their training. They found that they could hit their paces quicker, and obviously they can do a bit better. Now, from this, I've got PBs and I've won medals from it. So I always do this in my speed sessions and my races. Now, this is what what we found. So we had all the blood tests, the lactate tests, the VO2 mass test as well, to see. What determined was that you'd run 3 minutes easy. So 3 minutes easy pace. For me, it worked out about zone one to just borderline in zone 2. Then I would hit above zone 2 pace, and probably about 10 beats higher max for your heart rate to your zone. So I'd be 10 beats higher than the zone 2 for another 3 minutes. And as you can see, it'd be 3 minutes easy, 3 minutes harder, and this seemed to progress it. And then I had 3 minutes at a harder pace, and it was more like race pace Not full pelt, but anyway, so I got to the race pace. That was 9 minutes. So I cover about 1.5 miles roughly, between 1.35 to 1.5, depending what my fitness level is. So you can actually gauge to see from there as well how you're going to perform on the race. Now that got me firing away. Now my muscles are fully activated. I was ready to go, and you may think, well, I spent 3 minutes in race pace and I'm going to struggle. Well, I actually found that when I got straight into the race, it was more comfortable for me. If I had 5 minutes, 5 minutes just waiting around, say, or a few minutes before the race, normally I time it just before the race so that I can just go straight into the race. And I found that I was firing away straight into race pace, and it felt quite comfortable, and I was able to maintain the pace for longer, and I was already in the race plan. So that felt really good. Now with interval sessions, I found that if I don't do a structured warm up and I just do 9 minutes, say, or 10 minutes easy running, I find it does take me about 2 or 3 reps, for example, to get going. If I do this structured warm up, I find that I'm already firing away really quickly, and again, as I said previously about the race, felt more comfortable with it as well, and I think it's to do with muscle memory as well, because you have the muscle memory where your muscles will always remember how hard you go, like same as when you're swimming, for example. You have that muscle memory when you do the technique. So I think there is some factor in that as well. So in a nutshell, it's important to have a warm up. What works best for you? I mean, I got the science. I went on a study and found that this was the perfect warm up for me. And it was a structured warm-up, so it's not one pace. And as I said before, I have done a mile warm-up and plenty of races before I went on this study, and I did struggle. I do this warm-up on every interval session I do, before every interval session, and before every before every race I do, and I'm ready to get going. Of course, I let my heart rate go down for a couple of minutes as well just before, but I normally try and time it just as good as I can before the start line. Now obviously there's not many races going ahead with COVID, but with your interval sessions, I think it's a must. And if you're firing away and you're ready to and your body's ready to go, then your muscles are warmed up, and especially during winter, that your muscles, you are unlikely to get injured. Whereas if you are to go straight into the interval session, not fully warmed up, then you're likely to get injured. So I hope you found this useful. I think it's important to have a structured warm-up. As I mentioned, quite a few benefits for it, and I hope you found this useful, and thanks again for watching, guys.
And the champions of this age group category, Henrietta Pasapic and Yiannis Christodoulou. Christodoulou.